Grand Rising, beautiful, melanated, original, whatever you respectfully call yourself, people. It's your girl, Straight No Chaser with the Queen, out here in the Greenwood neighborhood. We're in another neighborhood called the Stairs to Nowhere. They consider this the stairs to nowhere because the city put in an ordinance for the remaining of the black businesses and black houses that if they wanted to keep their business, they had a choice. They put in new laws, either keep their businesses or their houses. When they chose to keep their businesses, they were forced to bulldoze down all the houses and stuff. And now there is a neighborhood that then they put the highway through it. So they basically destroyed the people's neighborhood and forced them out and then put a highway through it. They did not just burn down Tulsa, but then afterwards they have been torturing these people. Let me show you the stairs to nowhere. All of these are houses. People done left flowers and stuff. Hey, Brandon. So these are the stairs to nowhere. These are other communities in Greenwood that they did not just burn it down, but then the houses that was left, they forced them to either pick the businesses that was left or tear down their houses. Grand Rising. So they tore down the people's houses. So this is a whole neighborhood called the Stairs to Nowhere, where these used to be beautiful houses built by our people. Then after the Tulsa massacres, they were forced to either keep their businesses. See, that's how they started redirecting the wealth again. And they do it everywhere. Now they have these new laws where you don't mix commercial with residential because they know we would take our houses and our businesses and be in our own communities again. So they constantly get ahead of the game by passing discriminatory laws to stop us from prospering. People come out here and pay their respects.
That neighborhood is coming back up and the property values are going up. Now it's becoming public. The TDA owns this land. It can be sold or it can be developed.
So they.
Let me ask you this. I mean, I'm thinking about the psychological impact of, folks, black folks knowing that this was a black neighborhood that was sabotaged and taken away from them, and that the city, intentionally not rebuilding on it, the message that it sends to black folks, that can kind of contribute to defeatism. I think that's the goal. Yeah. Because they could have rebuilt here.
Yeah, I mean, even if it wasn't black, they could have built something. But it's really just the culture of this city is if you don't ask, we don't tell. And so people didn't know what questions to ask. I know people in my age bracket, they're just now figuring out that you can go to a city council meeting. You don't have to be in the government to do it. They didn't know that. Right. And so since these people didn't know, they didn't ask these questions, they didn't do these things. And now part of Tulsa's climate is bringing in these Tulsa remote people. So you're paying people to move to Tulsa that come from bigger cities. And so they know these things, but they don't know, the racial history behind the city. So they come in thinking, oh, look at all this opportunity for development. But the people here are looking like, well, how come they get to come and buy everything while we couldn't buy it? Well, the whole time we probably could have. We just didn't know who to talk to, what questions to ask. And so now, when the remote people's home, they encourage them to find land on the north side and build. Where the north side is the black side of town. So the property values are low. So if you're coming from New York City or Atlanta or Florida or anything like that, the amount of money it would take to build here is cheap. You can get pretty much what we consider a mansion in most other places, $250,000. You can get a 2,800 square foot home. So people knowing that they're building neighborhoods over here because of that. So,
but the opportunity is not just afforded to black people, just anybody. So whoever come in with the money.
Yeah, they pay $10,000 for other people to move here. So they could easily find black entrepreneurs in North Tulsa and give them $10,000.
How you get that $10,000 to move here?
Yeah, you just apply on Tulsa Remote. As long as you can work remotely, you don't have to be at a brick and mortar place. You apply, they approve your application. They pay you $10,000 over a span of a year, and then they give you like subsidized rent. But you stay in the good places. They're building a new apartment complex That's what the brick building's supposed to be. There's new condos down there all the time. But if you're coming from New York or Atlanta, anything like that, paying $800-900 for an apartment ain't really a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas out here, people are used to paying $500, maybe $600, and so they're like, well, I ain't about to pay
Shit, not a big deal. That's a discount.
Yeah, it's a discount. So that's how you get these places rented out. You bring in people who won't complain about the price. But from this neighborhood, you were looking at Greenwood. So that's Standpipe Hill, that OSU tower. The construction that you see over there, that's the WPX building they're building, but that's in Greenwood. If you're on top of Standpipe Hill, you used to be able to see all of Greenwood from Standpipe Hill.
Wow.
Now, from a picture and videography standpoint, if y'all are in town tonight, I would definitely go up there at night. I go up there at night all the time. Just chill, read. Standpipe Hill, right? This OSU tower is. All you do is, if you're driving, you park over here in this little street. Across the street, just walk up the hill. The tower itself has no function. It's just there to let you know where OSU is around. But there's like some big stones you can sit on, and from that view, like I said, you can see back then before the highway, you can see right on Greenwood and Archer. You can see all that.
So when we were in the, and this is the last question I have, when we were in the van on the way here, and I was like, what seems to be the biggest like education gaps we really need the most? It seems like also civic education, right? Because I think I heard you say that the average citizen may not know that they can attend city council meetings and that sort of thing.
This city, we avoid downtown. You ask black people to come to a party, and if you say it's downtown, they like,
Why is that?
What?
It's the police presence is normally pretty heavy. The jail sits downtown, we just rode by. So, and then it's predominantly white. So instead of going down there, we'd rather go somewhere we feel comfortable. But even
Which is?
Greenwood, like people didn't come to Greenwood. Like this, people are just now starting to do it. You have to recondition people to know like this was ours. We can be out here. We can party. Juneteenth for a long time wasn't nearly as big as it should have been, just because people just didn't come to the wood. So even in this neighborhood, I used to play over here. We used to come over here so we could play football over here. I didn't know it was a neighborhood. I just knew it was an open field. I thought they put the open field for us to play football. To be honest with you, like we didn't really know.
And you ain't know they tore down your ancestors' houses.
So they tore down these homes before my mom was born. So of course, she used to say, yeah, we go over there and chill. And that was my grandma that was like, nah, that was a neighborhood that was over there. So she knew, but outside of that,
And they don't teach this in school.
no. They don't teach a lot of Tulsa history. They teach you this was the oil capital of the world for a while.
The oil capital.
Yeah, this was the
Wow.
oil capital of the
That's why
world.
they wanted to destroy and get these blacks out of here.
So, yeah, we don't get that big history. And so like Greenwood, my grandma used to get her hair done in Greenwood. But she didn't say this is where you are, this is what we here. It was just kinda like, yeah, I get my hair done here. So you ask like, what's Greenwood? We'll talk about it later. And that's kinda how people have been here. So we just now get to where people talk about it. But, in her life, when she was younger, you can get killed for talking about this type of stuff. So her mind was programmed to where if I tell you and you say the wrong thing at the wrong time, so people just didn't talk about it. And also it's partially embarrassment, and the other part is just knowing that you ain't got it no more. You don't want to just keep harping on, yeah, we used to have. So more so they just teach you, okay, but this neighborhood is black. The candy lady down the street is black. This is us. Instead of saying, well, that was us, but white people took it. And then after they took it, they put a highway through and took it again.
Mary, take one step up.
That's all we did.
Not you, Jay. Miss Mary.
So,
Take a step
One
up.
step up.
but yeah, all of this stuff that you're looking at, all those cranes, it's never been that many cranes in downtown Tulsa. There was like 4 of them at one point in time, and 3 of them were building in Greenwood. So I guess it's always something down here. So, but yeah, this all used to be a neighborhood. The only public Montessori school we have in Oklahoma is right on the other side of the hill, but that used to be a black school too, called Emerson. So now it's Emerson Montessori School. It's a public Montessori school, but the neighborhood is white now. So now they get to it. But when I was a kid growing up, it was just a regular old elementary. So as soon as the area whitened up a little bit, then of course we get all these different resources. So this neighborhood still doesn't have a lot. We're finding Peoria has literally every resource. North Tulsa, right there.
Let me ask you a question. Has anybody been ever held responsible for anything that they done? I mean, they got in here, they're making money off of the destruction, but has anybody, like we like your descendants of the people here, what about the white descendants of those that did the destroying? They benefiting off of their destruction.
Never told us their names. So if you don't know the names, you don't know who to blame. They've waited until definitely these people are dead and gone, and then still didn't give you the names because their families, that would show you why their families have certain things. Our current mayor, his family has owned over 1,000 enslaved people. So, and that's directly tied to his
What's the
history.
mayor's name?
G.T. Bynum.
G.T. Bynum.
So like, he's a Bynum, but he's also a LaFortune. So
Very
LaFortune is
popular
yeah.
family, very rich family.
Yeah.
They have a long history.
So he's a fourth generation mayor, but his grandfather again is the one who made a decision to put that highway through Green. So so it's
Fourth generation man.
so it's also
There's a lot of country towns are like that. But that's how it is in a lot of country towns. They keep passing on them seats.
Wait, say that again.
His family is owned over 1,000 enslaved people.
Thank you.
So that's really documented. He knows, everybody knows. It's the same with Tulsa. It's not a lot of things. Everybody knows it. He had good ideas. So they named our neighborhood after him. They waited until it was black people. It wasn't Brady Heights while he was alive. It was Brady Heights after he was black. So just so you know, the Tulsa Theater, the name didn't change until the fire season. So everybody knew he was playing, but black people weren't complaining enough, so they left him. You can actually go by Kane's Ballroom. That was he used to use it as a parking lot. So they have like kind of like Hollywood stars in there. And Tate Brady used to have a star from the Kane's Ballroom. So about 2 years ago, a few people started complaining like why this man is here. So they took the star up, but his name is still on the building. You just if you don't know it's there, you don't see it. The Kane's Ballroom sign is here and it's right behind it. It says Brady 1924.
Any monuments that honored the founders of Tulsa, Greenwood, Oklahoma itself, any named street survivor?
While you're here, I dare you, I challenge you, just go to a random gas station, ask 5 black people who started Greenwood.
And they wouldn't know.
O.W. Gurley's name is nowhere. J.B. Stratford, Dr. A.C. is nowhere over here. Baby B. Leonard's name is only on her house. It's on Greenwood. Linda Williams, John Williams aren't. J.D. Mann is not down here. Madam C.J. Walker ain't even down here. People don't even know she had a beauty college down here.
Yeah, she
Right
did.
there on Greenwood. So,
Now that I knew.
but most people here don't know that. They just know Madam C.J. Walker. Because they're Black history right here.
The first billionaire.
Millionaire. Yeah, she had a beauty school.
Mm-hmm.
So my business partner, his aunt, was the president of that beauty school. And then she bought it from Madam C.J. Walker. So she still got certificates with both of their signatures on it when she bought it. So but nobody knew that they used to sit down. Miss Lucille, I don't know. She don't live here anymore.
Wow. You're welcome. I just wanted to show y'all, this is mini. Like I said, Black Wall Street wasn't a street. It was a whole fucking half of a community. A whole community. And then back then, land wasn't scarce. So you had thousands of acres. So we've been driving around Tulsa, and I just wanted to give you an idea of where y'all seen and y'all put my videos together, how these white people took over. And then what they did was put themselves in law. And I keep telling y'all, these positions and all this positions they put themselves in, then when they put themselves in the position of authority, then they start writing laws to continue their discrimination. Who writes a law to say residential and commercial can't be together when they know that was the heart of our finance? So they write a law to say you can't have your residential and your commercial together, so that way we won't build communities like Black Wall Street. But what we're going to have to do is start ignoring a lot of the laws that they do and start taking back, because Black Wall Street, or what y'all consider it, it was the mentality. All the blacks came together. It was the purpose of building. So Black Wall Street is in every one of us. And these people are evil, dwelling, soulless beast to continue. And then you hear we're running around, all these white people are honored, just like all these Confederate statues everywhere. They got us think we fighting individual battles. You are so welcome. We're not fighting individual battles. We're fighting a racist beast that has did this to us in every state, every city, every county, every school. They don't want you to put together how Madam C.J. Walker, just like, you know, famous black people like Beyonce and stuff, and she all over. Our people used to be all over. And then they replicated this in different places. Black Wall Street, Greenwood. Look up Greenwood. They called it Black Wall Street as an insult. Wall Street in New York is where it was one street they pranced us up and down. But we had cities that we left when we mass migrated and walked away from these people. They follow us and they drop bombs. They use their own personal planes with gasoline, and nobody has been held responsible. And everybody just goes on voting and doing this politics and cheering on these white man holidays and stuff like it ain't no problem. And you don't even know the greatness. We ain't even took it back from Africa. Every time we build something great, they come and destroy it. We don't know the greatness that lies in us. The Jesus that they talk about is you. It's your melanin. These people are crazy as fuck. And then there's a law that they cannot teach what happened in Tulsa, Oklahoma, because it's racist. So now they're passing laws around that you could tell the stories, but you can't tell what race did what. Now y'all know that's inhumane. You could pass the stories, but you can't tell what race did what. So because it's considered racist. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. Hey, my G. Now I wanted to tell them about, is the maps? How much is the map? Oh, okay. Then you say that they have a law where they cannot teach about it because they could talk about it, but they cannot teach who did what.
They passed a bill that said you can't teach critical race theory. So what it is basically you can teach about what happened, you just can't say what race did what.
And that's just to protect them, but calling them the beasts and animals they are.
You don't have to say white people, you just have to be like, yeah, those people.
Those demons. But thing is, they're the only ones doing stuff to everyone. Thank you so much. You ain't got a garbage can.
I have one.
Thank you.
You can't teach it in school. That don't mean
That's why they don't. Excuse me. That's why they don't know, because they telling us you cannot teach it in school, but yeah, you can. But so that you won't know who. Huh? Oh, I'm waiting on them. He over there talking with them. But like I said, we need to do something as black people and know the history and know how evil these people is, so that they don't want us to prepare to stop them. They don't want us to prepare and bomb their asses back. They don't want none of that. They want us to be docile and pray to their gods and say, ooh, the great white hope is coming. But just shout out, just wanted to show y'all those stairs, and y'all have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.